Alright, let's get into it. You've probably noticed something about older men, especially those in their late 30s, 40s and beyond. They seem to have this natural ability to attract younger women, almost effortlessly. There's a unique quality about them, something that seems to create a deep, almost magnetic attraction. Women can't help but be drawn to them, and it's not just about looks or superficial charm. There's an instinctive pull that goes much deeper than that. But here's the thing. It's not about money, status, or even just looks. It's about something far more subtle and powerful. A specific habit that many older men have, and younger men, especially in their 20s, often struggle with. It's something that younger men usually have to learn and grow into, but for many older men, it just comes naturally. And this one habit makes older men irresistible to younger women. So, what's this powerful habit? Before I dive in, let me introduce myself. My name is Sel, and I'm here to be your personal guide in navigating the complex world of attraction. Each week I'll share no-nonsense advice that gets to the heart of what women really want, what they don't say, what they're truly looking for. Forget all the fluff, and let's talk about the real strategies that get results. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because this video is packed with valuable insights. Now let's dive in and break down exactly why older men have this edge when it comes to attracting younger women. Let me start with a story to illustrate this habit. A few months ago, I was talking with a woman named Sharon. Sharon is beautiful, in her late 20s, a yoga instructor, and once a model in her early 20s. She's the kind of woman who can turn heads wherever she goes. But despite her striking beauty, she told me something interesting about her current boyfriend, David, who happens to be almost 20 years older than her. Their first encounter was completely unexpected. One day, Sharon was casually grocery shopping at a local store. As she wandered the aisles, a man approached her. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't trying to impress her with some grand gesture. He didn't try to use a pickup line or rely on any surface-level charm. Instead, he simply said, "This might come off as a bit direct, but I just wanted to tell you that I think you're very beautiful," and felt compelled to say hello. Now think about this for a second. Sharon is the kind of woman who is used to getting attention. She's a total 10, and she's used to men approaching her. But when she shared this story with me, she mentioned that it's rare for men to approach her with this kind of directness. Most men, especially younger guys, tend to overthink things, stutter, or try to come up with some clever line to impress her. So, right off the bat, David's straightforwardness caught her off guard. But it wasn't just his directness that intrigued her. It was something deeper. After the brief compliment, David didn't linger around awkwardly or try to stretch the conversation for the sake of impressing her. He was confident, but also relaxed. He asked her name, and they exchanged a few words. Nothing heavy, nothing forced, just a casual conversation with the occasional joke to keep things light. Then, after just 2 or 3 minutes, David did something that really sealed the deal. He said, "All right, Sharon, it was great meeting you, but I've got to run. Let's exchange numbers so we can pick this up later." Now, Sharon was intrigued, but also cautious. She wasn't in the habit of giving her number to strangers, especially not right away. So, like many women would, she offered an alternative. "How about I just give you my Instagram?" David's response was smooth, confident, and utterly magnetic. With a warm smile, he said, "I'm not really into social media. I'm more of an old-school guy. Let's just exchange numbers." At that moment, something about his confidence struck her. It wasn't arrogance, it wasn't about showing off. It was simply clarity. He knew what he wanted, and he wasn't afraid to ask for it. He wasn't relying on social media for validation or an easy way out. He was old school. And Sharon found that refreshing. She gave him her number, and the rest, as they say, is history. A month later, they were officially a couple. Now, what Sharon told me about David and what really made him stand out in her eyes wasn't anything flashy. She told me, "You know, Sel, it wasn't that he did anything extraordinary to impress me. In fact, when we first went on a date, it was just a casual coffee meetup. But what I love about him is how calm and composed he is. He's not anxious, he's not nervous like a lot of younger guys. He's just relaxed and confident, even in situations that make others uncomfortable. That's the habit I'm talking about. Calmness and confidence in the face of uncertainty. Think about it. Most younger guys, especially those in their 20s and early 30s, often struggle with approaching beautiful women. They feel the pressure, the nervousness. They second-guess themselves, hesitate, or overthink every word they say. There's always a sense of uncertainty in their actions because they're worried about rejection, judgment, or how they're perceived. But here's the thing. Older men, on the other hand, have often mastered the art of being calm in these moments. They've lived through enough experiences, both the highs and the lows, that they've developed an inner sense of comfort with themselves and with uncertainty. They don't panic when faced with social discomfort. They don't overthink things. They've learned to be present in the moment without letting their insecurities dictate their actions. This, my friend, is what makes them so appealing. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's not about using pickup lines or relying on charm. It's about genuinely being comfortable with who you are, even when the situation is a little uncertain. And women pick up on this right away. What Sharon found so attractive about David wasn't just his maturity or his experience. It was his ability to remain composed. He wasn't faking it. His calmness came from within. And that sense of emotional stability and control is something that younger guys often lack. Here's where it gets interesting. Women, especially younger women, are drawn to men who can make them feel safe, secure, and understood. And calmness has a lot to do with that. It's not about looking perfect or saying the right things. It's about knowing how to handle situations with grace and confidence. When you approach a woman with this kind of energy, you're not just showing interest. You're demonstrating that you can handle whatever life throws at you. And that, my friend, is incredibly attractive. The great thing about this habit is that it's not something you have to be born with. It's something you can develop over time. It comes from having lived through enough life experiences, made enough mistakes, and learned from them. When you choose to face life's challenges with composure instead of panic, you begin to embody this calm energy that women naturally gravitate towards. So here's the good news. You don't have to wait until you're older to develop this habit. It's not about age. It's about mindset. Next time you see a woman you're interested in, don't get lost in your insecurities or overthink the situation. Approach her with a relaxed attitude. Just have a conversation. Don't worry about the outcome, whether she says yes, no, or maybe. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you handle the moment. Focus on being present, not perfect. Here's a tip. The next time you're interacting with a woman, pay attention to her. Focus on making her feel valued and heard. Don't let your own nervousness take center stage. Women are naturally drawn to men who are present and self-assured, and that's something you can cultivate right now. When you can approach any situation, whether it's talking to a woman you like, dealing with a tough challenge at work, or even handling personal struggles, with calmness and confidence, you start to embody the very traits that women find magnetic: emotional stability, maturity, and a strong sense of self. So, remember this. Calmness is not just about staying quiet. It's about remaining centered and sure of yourself no matter what life throws your way. And when you bring that energy into your interactions with women, you're not just showing interest, you're demonstrating that you're someone who